Oh, they trying to play us. Oh, they trying to think that we don't know better. They trying to hoodwink us. They don't think that we fully equipped to understand their shenanigans. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people's talking about this Vergil Ortiz versus Jaron Boots Ennis. No, Vergil is ducking Boots. Boots is ducking Vergil. You don't got to lie, Craig. You don't got to lie. Playing with my intellect is like playing with my emotions. Ladies and gentlemen, the promoters is playing us like fools, but we're already smart enough. We're hardcore boxing fans, and we've been through the ring before already. All right? The promoters, whether you want to believe it or not, and I'm talking about the Vergil fans, the Boots fans, it's not Vergil, it's not Boots, it's the promoters. The promoters publicly is telling you they want the fight. Privately, they don't want the fight. Privately, they're in agreement. They don't want the fight. How do I know? Listen. Oscar de la Hoya, which I respect, admire. Oscar de la Hoya, Golden Boy Promotions. I like the way that he mastered the art in the ring and out the ring. Eddie Hearn is a wonderful promoter, right? Oscar de la Hoya is saying 60-40 and 5% for the winner. Eddie Hearn is saying 50-50 and 5% for the winner. Let's make the fight. Yet both of these guys don't want to deal with Vergil Ortiz manager. How can you make a deal when Vergil Ortiz manager is not even in the mix, publicly stating that he was not even in the negotiations? So Vergil doesn't know, the manager doesn't know. So how are they sitting on the table making in negotiations without the person that they need on the table to make those type of negotiations? Can you imagine if Eddie Hearn, which just stated in the interview, in his recent interview, stated that he has no interest in dealing with Rick, the manager of Vergil Ortiz.
We don't have any conversations with Rick Meridian. We only deal with Golden Boy. We're not interested in talking to Ortiz's manager.
Eddie Hearn saying that he's not interested in dealing with Rick. That's like Eddie Hearn saying, I'm not going to deal with Eddie Reynoso to make a Canelo Alvarez fight versus one of my fighters. That's like saying, remember when they was going back and forth with the Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder? That's like Eddie Hearn saying, I'm not going to deal with Shelly Finkel. That's like saying, I'm not going to deal with Al Heyman when I'm trying to get a fight with Floyd Mayweather. That's like saying, I'm not going to deal with Bill Haney and try to lock in a deal with Devin Haney. That's like saying, I'm not going to deal with Keith Connolly to get a deal with Teofimo Lopez or Conor Ben or Riches and Hitches. Ladies and gentlemen, you cannot make a deal without the representative of these fighters. Thus, publicly, they're acting like they want the fight. Privately, both promoters are in agreement that they truly don't want the fight right now. First and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, it's common sense. We all know that Golden Boy Promotions have not locked in an exclusive promotional deal. We all know that promoters need their fighters, especially the elite invested fighters, high invested fighters, for bargaining chips to lock in these promotional network deals. Golden Boy Promotions is going to pitch to these networks like DAZN and others, Vergil Ortiz, Ryan Garcia, just like Top Rank is going to pitch the Xander Zayas, in which they need to lock in a real exclusive network deal, right? They're gonna pitch the Keyshawn Davis, the Tios, the Emiliano Vargas, the Abdullah Mason, right? Matchroom, if they had that same issues that these promoters are having, of course they're gonna be pitching the Conor Bez, the Boots Ennis, you know what I'm saying? Golden Boy Promotions is not gonna lock in the Vergil Ortiz versus Jerome Boots Ennis before locking in a network deal, in which they either they lock in a network deal with Amazon Prime or renew their contract with DAZN. They're not just going to give up Vergil Ortiz, right? Also, January 31st is going to be a busy day in the sport of boxing, in which in the 154-pound division, a lot of things is going to be shaken up. Both sides, Matchroom Boxing, and Golden Boy Promotions, is not going to make a deal until they see what's going to happen January 31st, in which Xander Zaya is going to try to unify the titles. And Josh Kelly, who recently signed with Matchroom Boxing, is going to try to upset Bakram. Now, you think they signed Josh Kelly to give boots to Vergil? No, they signed Josh Kelly for a potential fight with Boots Ennis for the world title, or Josh Kelly versus Conor Benn if he wins Josh Kelly, and that's a stadium fight, in-house fight. For Vergil Ortiz, Xander Zayas, we know that Top Rank need a home, and we know that Golden Boy Promotions need a home. Both Top Rank and Golden Boy Promotions, a lot of people is talking about that they would like to see Golden Boy Promotions, Top Rank, and PBC probably emerge in Amazon Prime and work together. They could pitch that fight. That would be a great fight, Puerto Rican, Mexican, right? Fundura, Vergil Ortiz, Earl Spence. Yeah, these are highly lucrative options on one side. On the other side, lucrative options. I'm not saying I don't want to see the Vergil and Boots. Everybody want to see the Vergil and Boots. I want to see the Vergil and Boots. But I'm not going to let my intellect be disrespected. See, that's one thing about Punch Drunk Boxing, a.k.a. Mr. Moonshine. It's the reason why most of the time I'm blackballed. Because I just keep it real. I just don't like when they trying to disrespect my intellect, man. Disrespecting my intellect, man. It's just like disrespecting my emotions. Huh? So, that's what's happening. Privately, both sides are in agreement. They don't want this fight next. Publicly, they need to act and point the fingers at each other. Yeah, this is what we want. This is what we want. You can't lock in a deal without the representative of these fighters. Let's be real. Let's be honest. All right? So fans out there, there's going to be dudes that's going to make a bunch of channels. There's going to make a bunch of videos and pointing the fingers. People that like Boots is going to point the finger at Vergil Ortiz. Vergil Ortiz is going to be pointing the finger. Fans going to be pointing the fingers at Boots. I could understand that side of the things because when you didn't have the promotional battles, you had Turkey Al Sheikh that was trying to eliminate these promotional battles, right? And that's why that's why in this sense, in my opinion, you could disagree or not, I'll give Vergil Ortiz the benefit of the doubt a little bit more. I won't be that mad for this fight not to happen on Vergil Ortiz side, because when there was an entity like Turkey Al Sheikh that was trying to eliminate these promotional wars or greed, or there was a offer on the table for Boots Ennis and he declined. His team declined. So, in that sense, now that Turkey Al Sheikh is not even in the mix, now these promoters have to go back to their traditional way, over-marinate fights, wait for the big bag, because Rick, the manager of Vergil Ortiz, actually stated also on social media platform that he found out that the offer was actually less, or the potential offer is going to be less than the previous last two fights. Meaning now they dealing with the real market value of these fighters and not that Turkey money. Anyway, this fight is not going to happen next. I knew it from the get-go. Post-fight interview, even though they had that little post-fight interview, I knew from the get-go it's not going to happen. It's too many options right now. And in this business, you know what they do? What fans don't like. They protect their investment. But in any business, that's what you do. Whether people like it or not, it is what it is. But we're boxing fans long enough that we already seen this happening. The boxing fans always ask for a fight. Now tell me, when have we all asked for a fight and we got the fight just like this? Which fight? Which fight? Which fight that we asked for and we get it because they're listening to us and they're going to give us what we want? Never. Really? Never. That's why we do respect Oscar De La Hoya when he was a fighter, because we never needed to ask Oscar De La Hoya to marinate a fight or build a fight. Or he gave it to us right then and there. It is what it is. So for those, in my common sense opinion, that's what's really going on. Let me know what y'all think. This is Punch Drunk Boxing, a.k.a. Mr. Moonshine himself. Hey, yo, promoters, you don't got to lie, Craig. You don't got to lie.